everybody. Welcome to the CCEA Podcast. I'm your host, Kristan Nigro, and I'm sitting across the table from Doug Candido.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming in. Doug, you're running for District 6 of the Assembly. That's pretty exciting. Absolutely. How amazing. You're out there doing the work. I know we were talking a little bit before this started, and you're out there every day and getting a nice little tan, and oh my goodness. So honestly, this podcast is going to be lighthearted with you and I. We're just going to be talking about just something to get to know you. Yeah. And so I guess you ready to just jump right in?
Let's jump right into this. Okay. I'm excited.
I'm so happy you're here. I know. And honestly, we were going to save this for the end, but I'm just really excited because this man across from me has a plethora of chickens, and we have an ongoing joke in the executive board. We're like, that's the chicken man. We like him. So, and it's even on your walk material. Yeah. Okay, well, first and foremost, let's start with a really easy question, right? So, are you from Vegas? Can you talk a little bit about it? Maybe your background, maybe your parents a little bit?
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Vegas. I really love Vegas. A lot of people don't realize it, but to me, it's always been home.
Yeah.
My mom and dad, they actually came here about when they were like in high school. My mom came from Mexico. My dad came from El Salvador. So in El Salvador at the time, they had a civil war going on, and he ended up fleeing that. He was seeking asylum here, and that was granted. He met my mom in high school, and they're high school sweethearts, and they're still together to this day. But it was in the beautiful Compton, California during the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't really like the best place, I would say, to start a family. So that's when my parents decided. They got married at 18 years old after high school. They moved to Las Vegas, and then when they were 22, they had me. So I'm their firstborn son. I'm the oldest of all their children. I love my siblings also. They're all great. But my mom started off as a housekeeper, just a residential housekeeper. That's how she was able to make ends meet. And my dad was a dishwasher. Okay. He worked his way up from being a dishwasher to a line cook. And then one day he got the opportunity to be a operating engineer, which is like maintenance for the casinos and things like that.
Okay.
So now he's part of a union, local 501 operating engineers. And my mom, she was working as an in-house nanny to save money to go back to college.
Oh, wow.
So she ended up going back to college. So around the time that I graduated high school, she was finishing up college. So she's now a respiratory therapist, and she works with the NICU department.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she works with babies. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Is she at one of the hospitals out here?
Yep, she's at Spring Valley. So she's awesome. I love my mom. She's definitely an inspiration, right? When you look at it, a lot of parents, they don't have the opportunity to go back to school because they're so focused on raising their family, right? And that's always going to come first. I mean, as you know, as someone that has children, I'm sure you understand.
Of course.
And even me, I see my nephews, right? Those are my guys. So now we live on a family compound all together in the historic West Side.
Wow.
And then that's where we have our chickens, we have a horse, we have goats, and then we also have quails now.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I love their little feather on top of their head. They're so cute.
They're awesome. It's but even seeing my nephews grow up, right, and being able to see that they have someone that's always present.
Right.
And if my little sister ever just needs a little bit of a break, she just calls. She's like, hey, is it okay if I put him outside with you? That's fine. He likes golfing now. That's one of his things. So he saw I have golf clubs.
Yeah.
And I'll give him a little tee and a ball, and he'll just go crazy with his little clubs. He puts it like right by the hole, right? But
he's practicing the putting. It's okay. That's a big thing.
And he loves golf. He's just like, and they call me Gigi. That's what he calls me because my family calls me Benji.
Yeah.
Because my dad's Douglas. As well. And he's like, Gigi, play golf? And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, what's this called? He's like, a tee. I was like, what's this? A wedge. And I'm like, what's this? He's like, a putter. And I'm like, yeah, there you go,
just
buddy.
Going through the whole thing. Wow.
But even then, is just for him to have the opportunities, right, to go out there and explore what it is that we're doing. He helps us when we were building a chicken coop. He has a little hammer.
Oh,
he has his safety gloves. He has safety glasses, and he just wants to be in the mix. He wants to be involved. He wants to learn, and that's really where a lot of the passion comes from, right? And being able to sit with CCEA and talk about the things that we have in common is I see the same teachers that are going to be educating my nephew are also members of CCEA.
Right. Exactly. So there's that tie.
Yeah. It's just great to me because the mentorship and something like that has always been something that I wanted to reach out and continue to do.
That's cool. It sounds like you have a really strong bond with your family, and nothing is more important than that. Absolutely. And honestly, going back to your mom, I just think NICU nurses and just anybody who works in that department is incredible. So when my son was first born, we had to rely on Sunrise NICU for a little bit because he was having some breathing troubles when he was first born. But now he's a healthy 10-year-old playing baseball, taking on the world, and so that's just incredible work. And what an amazing story of your family. Yeah. And let's circle into you a little bit too, because it sounds like not only you got this work ethic from your parents. And so talk to me about, I know you and I've had a conversation prior to this and getting a job when you're 16 and just give me kind of just a little short snippet of
Yeah, so it really started off was, I wanted a car, right? I think every teenager in high school wants to get a car.
Right.
And but my mom, again, she was going to school. My dad was working a lot of double shifts, right, to cover kind of the end. So my mom was able to do that. And they were working together to figure things out. So when I ended up getting a job, my parents were like, hey, we have enough money. We'll get you the first car.
Right.
But, we expect you to help out with some bills and, take your siblings to and from school. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. So it was kind of already, the big brother mentality was already like instilled in me. It was always protect and provide, protect and provide. Mm-hmm. And then I got that car and I started working. I worked at Raising Cane's.
Ooh, one of the best.
I was great at cooking chicken fingers. I was definitely awesome there. But I actually had 2 jobs in high school. So on the weekends, I would do sales at Sears, and I sold tools at the Boulevard Mall. So it was a little bit easier for me because I was the only person that spoke Spanish.
Right.
So it definitely helped out a lot. A lot of people came by. So I had those 2 jobs, and we were able to save up a little bit of money. Where eventually I started traveling to play volleyball. That was my main sport.
Oh, wow.
Because I love playing volleyball. I played nationals twice with my club team. And my parents, and even then, my volleyball coach, she would have me do like jobs around the house. She'd be, just pull the weeds. I'd pull the weeds in 20 minutes, and she'd give me $100 because she knew I needed it to go travel. Right, course. It was these expenses. So again, it's that community coming together and saying, like, yes, I have the work ethic, but even just with work ethic alone, I couldn't make it. I couldn't have done it if it wasn't for my parents, my mentors, and everyone else that stepped in to say, hey, how can we make this feasible for this student?
Wow.
Yeah.
That you know what, and it takes a village, right?
Yeah,
it really does. That goes back to that. And so talk to me about Rancho a little bit, because one of the things that I want to know, I'm so curious. And you don't actually have to talk to me because I already know what's going on over there. Rancho is an incredible school. For the listeners out there, I mean, we've have Ruben De Silva, who's serving the legislature. We got Isaac Barone, who's city councilman at North Las Vegas. He's working on the board of trustees. He's running for Senate District 2. And then we have you, who's putting in the work to get elected. You guys, I don't know what's happening at Rancho, but my goodness, it's an incredible area that you guys just keep churning out people. Yeah. I mean, my goodness.
And a lot of it comes down to really our Hispanic Student Union, right? It's there's a huge involvement there, and they've always really been kind to mentoring. But the thing that I love about Rancho High School is the teachers there are never ones to put ideas into your mind, but they will give you the resources to go search for the answers that you're looking for. Wow. And that's what I believe teaching really is, right? Is provide the resources for people to make their own opinions, right? I think that's part of the beauty of life, is experiencing it a little bit and then kind of seeing where it is that you fall into that play and what position you're going to choose to take. I think every position's valuable and every kind of outlook is valuable, but I can never see something from your eyes because I haven't lived your experience. Right. So just please share it with me. That's all I ask.
Oh, wow.
And that's one of the great things, right? Is learning. And again, Ruben, he was a great teacher. I was actually his first year as an educator there. We were his first graduating class.
Oh,
so he taught sophomores. Okay. And then so now it's kind of I haven't been able to talk to him. But full circle for him for sure to see something and be like, I remember this kid being in my classroom, right? So that little volleyball player just running around all day, and now I'm out here advocating for something.
Wow, he must be pretty proud of you, I imagine too. I can't imagine. Listen, I am going on I'm on my 14th year of teaching, and I know that I have kids that have officially graduated, and I'm like, I always wonder what they're doing because I teach the littles. I'm in elementary school, and so it's always but I still have a couple that'll reach out here and there. Hi, Miss Nigro, how you doing? I'm just like, awesome. It's always so good to hear from them. Okay, let's touch base a little bit about you're a carpenter now, right? From my understanding, part of the Carpenters Union. Yes. So tell us a little bit how you got in that trade.
So it was it was like the Raising Cane's. It was kind of the dead end jobs, right? And that happens to a lot of younger individuals. I tried to go to college and it just really wasn't for me. I didn't feel that I was really benefiting, right? I just didn't feel it inside of myself. Right. So I started working non-union construction for a while, and then I was working at liquor stores at night. And there was always one guy that always came in, 3 Modelo tall cans. I'll never forget what he always came in to get. But eventually I got to the point where I just kept him in the closer fridge because I knew he'd be there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, wow. But he'd always see me sweeping or doing whatever. And then we eventually started talking at the register. Mm-hmm. And he knew I did a little bit of construction myself. And then one day he walks in, he's like, hey man, did you want to come work for me? And I was like, oh, well, I already have another job. And he's like, well, I'm a member of the Carpenters Union. And I was like, well, I don't really know anybody there.
Oh, wow.
And that's where I already connected with the building trades, and I'm trying to learn a little bit more and get into a union, right? Because my dad was always talking to me about the benefits of a union.
Of course.
And then he ended up he's like, hey man, I'll hire you, go to the union hall tomorrow, quit this job today. And I said, really? I was like, okay. So I called my dad. I'm like, hey dad, I'm joining the Carpenters Union. He's like, good.
He's like, great.
Yeah, he's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to quit this job and I'm going to go tomorrow. And then, just like that. But I show up, he wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yeah, this guy, he told me he has a job for me. They're like, that's not true. Oh. I didn't get anything. So I called the gentleman. And he's like, give me 1 second, let me make a phone call. Made a phone call. Before I knew it, there you go, you're good to go. You're ready to start, fill out this paperwork, and you're all set. And I was an apprentice. And then from there, it just really just the opportunity to have the higher wages, the benefits. Like I remember the first time I went back to the dentist to get a teeth cleaning, and I was like, wow, I have insurance. Like this is really awesome. Yeah, and it was those things that people take for granted, right? But they're essential. It's like, how are you gonna just completely ignore this section of your health, right? It's a huge piece of your health.
Yeah.
I mean, we have vision, I have healthcare, all this that the contractors are paying for me to have, and it's a great benefit. But since then, also is the Carpenters Union gave me a community where I felt safe. So to me, it was a safe haven
that camaraderie
for where I could be myself. There was no reason to. I didn't have to fake the funk. You know, I was like, I got to be there, and I just got to be that apprentice, and I'm shaking everyone's hand, and everyone heard good things about Douglas from the job site, so it kind of translated really well to the hall.
Okay.
And now I volunteer a lot. I usually have about 100 hours, volunteer hours, through the hall as well. And that's something we always do, like Habitat for Humanity remodels. We do park cleanups.
Oh my gosh, you're doing everything, Doug.
Yeah, and I love it. But even then, that's my way to give back, right? One of my mentors I met through the union, he's like, all I ask is just you come volunteer with us and come help us out. And I gave it a chance, and I just never. I love it. I just never gave up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of which, one of the things I want to move forward, because I do want to know. Obviously, you're running, and it's very. I mean, it's just incredible. First time candidate, but I want to find out what are some of the things that are important to you in your district that you're running in.
Yeah. Well, one of my big things is we have a huge unemployment in that area. We're at 11.5% unemployment.
Oh wow.
So when we start looking at 11.5% unemployment, is regardless of how many government programs you put up, they don't generate wealth, right? I believe in giving people opportunity, just like I had. I want everyone to have that opportunity, whether you're a little bit older than me, younger than me, retired. I think everyone has the right to dignity.
Right.
And some of that comes with an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. So diversifying the economy, creating good paying jobs, and then broadening the tax base as well. So we start broadening the tax base, that actually gives us the resource to start helping people out. Everyone says affordable housing, right? And the truth is, most people that need help also don't qualify for affordable housing. So we need to expand and solidify what that safety net is, and continue to help people and say, hey, you know what, we do have these opportunities, right? And let's create them, and let's reach out to people and just be in there. And even the safer neighborhoods, right? I don't see kids playing in my community.
Right.
And even now,
I mean, I live out in West Henderson, and it's very few and far between. The only ones that play are my son and the next door neighbors. But it sounds like you have a really good, idea of what you want to accomplish while you're out there, and I do appreciate you sharing that. Well, we are running out of time, but one of the things that I do want to do, and I think it's really important, is now we know, a little bit about your background, about your family, the cool story of working at Raising Cane's, moving into the Carpenters, just everything. That's a really neat story. But we have to get into the serious business, and that's called the speed round. Okay. So this is, just short and sweet.
Let's do it.
And, and they are just, my problem is when I do these speed rounds, I'm like, when they actually ask me these questions, I can't be short and sweet. I'm just like, well, let me explain my no. So we don't, so I understand if this could be hard, but it's okay. All right, so speed round, we're going to go with some serious questions, starting off with the most important. Are you a coffee or a tea?
I'm a tea guy.
Oh my gosh.
People are always like coffee, but I love yerba mate. I go to Herbally Grounded a lot, and I'll just buy tea in bulk. So that's like my
gosh.
go-to.
Listen, for some reason, I'm really obsessed right now with the banana bread matcha iced. Give me 1,000. I'm like that.
I love matcha, 100%.
So good. All right, what about sweet or salty?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with sweet. I love Blue Jolly Ranchers. That's actually one of my favorite candies is Blue Jolly Ranchers.
We're like the same person. I literally have 15 of them in my desk at work.
Oh, very well. Okay, I'm
just need a fix real quick.
I'm gonna make sure to stop by.
Right, exactly. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset. I do see the sunrise a lot, but sunset's kind of that's kind of my indicator that it's time to relax for the day.
Yes, and we get really beautiful ones out here in Vegas.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. How about beach or mountains?
I'll go beach. Yeah. My family's from they spend a lot of time in California. A lot of family there. I mean, we grew up doing bonfires at night together with our family. So
much
beach
fun.
is and I love volleyball. So how can I not go to the beach?
You're out there doing the work.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, you prefer driving or flying? What do you think?
Driving.
Yeah.
We actually did a road trip once with my mom. We went from here, with my whole family, went from here to Tahoe to Portland, Seattle, then to Vancouver. My mom got a call for a job interview the next day. We drove 24 hours straight from Vancouver, Canada back.
Oh my gosh.
So I took night shift. My dad took morning shift. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love driving.
That family ties again. You guys are great. Okay. Dogs or chickens? And no, dogs or chickens. I would to say dogs or cats, but chickens. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You pick dogs, chickens, or cats. You tell me.
I'm gonna have to go with dogs. I love my little dog Basil. So she's a little mutt, right? She's little. Yeah. She looks like a golden retriever, but she's beagle size. Aww. Yeah, her name's Basil. She's my pride and joy. I love her.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
All right, hard question. Yep. Favorite karaoke song?
Oh, dang, that's a tough one.
I know.
I might have to go there. There's like different genres, different languages, but top one, Wish I Didn't Know Now by Toby Keith for sure. That's a great one. I will go word for word on that. Buy You a Drink by T-Pain.
That's incredible. Yeah.
And then in Spanish, we'll probably have to go with Si Te Pudiera Mentir by Marco Antonio Solis.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear that? The way the pronunciation, that's amazing. So my go-to is definitely Shakira, Whenever, Wherever. Okay. I will bust that out. That is I don't even know. But sometimes I even put the dance moves in there too. Okay, so last but not least, favorite sport.
Volleyball, 100%.
Of course. I knew you were gonna say
volleyball
that.
For sure, but I do have quite an affinity for bowling and golf.
Oh, and you got a bowler too, and golf. Well, because of course your nephew. So right. Well, Doug, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. Yeah. I really enjoy doing this, and this is part of one of my favorite things about the job. Right, is being able to meet people like you who have a really cool background story and just lay it on the table. And I think that's so much fun. So, and also to all of our listeners out there, Doug is running for Nevada State Assembly in District 6. So if you are in District 6, this is your guy. He is incredible. He will put in the work. I know that you will put in the work because of just everything we've heard today. Also, don't forget, primary election is coming soon. Yep. My goodness, it's hard to believe that early voting starts May 23rd. Yep. Wow, that is coming fast. And then actual election day is June 9th. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, and again, thank you so much for coming in. I know after this, you already talked about you're going out to go walk, aren't you?
Gotta go walk. I got extra shoes in the truck. I don't want to beat up my boots too much.
Oh, right. Excellent. Well, next time you're on my podcast, you're going to make that out of, and you're out of the primary and you're going in and you're going to bring a chicken. And
absolutely.
We're going to talk about everything good that has happened since then. And so until next time, I thank you. And to all the listeners out there, you have a wonderful end of the school year and we will talk soon.
Thank you.